Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. And that time is here again. And we've got the September energy update. So I'm going to bring you the September energy update today and give you an update of what I'm experiencing, what I feel is coming in. We'll talk very quickly about August and what a month August was. And as soon as I started to come in and started to, just get into my zone, Goddess Isis popped in. So she's around me right now. So we're going to bring her energy in to share. I'm also, after this video, going to do, my green screen's not working at the moment, so you might get the green coming up in the background. I've tried so many times, but it just doesn't want to work with me. You can see the flowers coming through. We might have some fun today, actually. Let me do something today. Let's let our inner child come out to play. Let's have a look. I'm going to um, merge into the background there. That way, we're all one color. Look at that. I'm camouflaged into the background. That's the only way I can make my green screen work. So let's have some fun today. Look at me. Yay. I've got the background. I'm one with with nature. How beautiful, right? Isn't that what we want to be? One with nature, and this time is calling us to become one with nature. So we'll talk about that. First of all, let's just have a quick check-in with August. I'm going to do another video after this one about divine union. There's been so much happening in the twin flame journey and divine unions, so I will do that as well. Just to update you, I wanted to come on last week, but there's just been, I literally haven't been able to get on here because, the retreat and then have my nephew's wedding, and it's just this, I'm in a whirlwind of like everything's keeping me away from coming on and working. It's like, no, you got to just stay in the vibration of this integration, keep floating in joy and celebration and love. And they're saying they're sort of recalibrating the energy so that we land in this new vibration. So, sometimes we have to take our foot off the gas and step away, not get in the way, not try and control the energy of where it's trying to deliver us, but to stay fluid, stay present, and go with the flow. And that's what I'm doing this week. And that can be quite hard for a Virgo. So we're going to talk about a Virgo because I am a Virgo. And yeah, I know how the mind of a Virgo works. So September, let's first talk about August, because August, I talked about the highs and lows of August, and you probably experienced that, the highs and lows of August, because the beginning half of August was on a high, it kept going up towards the 888. But then on the 13th, 14th, 15th, it started to go down into the deeper emotions, a lot of volatile energies, a lot of highs and lows. So we're kind of navigating these like turbulent energies. So also our emotional waters may have been quite turbulent, where the universe is calling us to make changes, and we can get a lot of resistance from the ego, um, from our, lower, not so lower self, but our human self, of making those changes. So we can become quite stubborn when it comes to making changes, but deep down we know we've got to make them. So as we step into, September, we've got to start taking action towards our dreams. But August, with the planets in retrograde, Mercury in retrograde, a lot came up around relationships, relationship with yourself. Also, your limiting beliefs and limiting patterns, and where you're still hindering and holding yourself back from being your cosmic self and, this cosmic being that you are in truth. You had to look at your mindsets, you had to look at your fears, you had to look at insecurities. I noticed when I came back from Mount Shasta, and we did a lot of work in Mount Shasta, which is the root chakra. But I felt August brought up a lot of energy from the root. So, when I got back, friends were telling me that they had falls, or I saw like cars hitting other cars in the car park of like the supermarket. Um, when I went to get my groceries, this poor old man, he just literally, instead of putting his foot on the brake, he put it on the accelerator, and he smashed into a parked car. So, and another friend was telling me he drove into a bollard and then he damaged his bumper. He's had a fall, and another person said they'd had a fall. Well, there's money issues coming up. There were money issues coming up in August as well. So there's a lot of root chakra. That's all root chakra stuff: our stability, our security, our fears. um, it was almost like there was like an we were short-circuiting because there is a lot of energy coming in. So, we may become ungrounded at this time. So real practices are going to be so important to get yourself balanced every day. Your practices, I can't tell you how important our practices are, but we have to use them. And usually in times of need, when we are going through, turbulent times, we forget to use our practices. But actually, that is when I've committed to them so deeply, and that's when we commit to our practices, our meditations, our breath work, our nature walks, music, just calming ourselves, having these tools and practices to get yourself back into calibration. When you've gone like this, you can navigate your emotional waters and you can get them back into center. So if we don't use our tools, we're going to feel like we're kind of riding this wave and we don't have control through this time. So I highly recommend your practices. So lots came up in August, and we were also integrating the 888 energies, a lot of galactic energies coming in, a lot of new codons and being woken up inside of us. Our DNA is being activated, which is helping us to gain a greater perspective of our life, our journey, our mission, our calling, our purpose, but also where we're holding ourselves back, situations that we need to leave that we're now, we can't resist that anymore. We've got to go to the next chapter of our life. Relationships that you need to look at. The toxic dynamics came up as well. Codependent dynamics, dependent dynamics, narcissistic connections, all of that is being amplified this year because as you journey into 5D, into the higher dimensions, you are not dependent, because that's not when you're not in your power if you're dependent. If you're codependent, you're not in your power. You've got to be able to detach and know your journey, know yourself deeply, not get lost in a connection, lost in a relationship. But I'm going to talk about that in the Divine Union recording and video that I do. So lots of themes came up for August. And as we step into September, as I was connecting, these are the words that I was hearing: radical shifts in direction. And if you go to my Instagram page, I wrote something about that. More heart opening. So where there has been old hurts or where we haven't trusted in relationships, we're being called to surrender more, to open our heart more, to allow love in. So look at where you're resisting love, where there's old wounds still playing out, where you push away love and you hold yourself back from expressing love or being vulnerable, or, dropping into your emotions, and where you just try and skim the surface. That's going to keep coming up for you through this time. Practical steps to achieve your goals and dreams. So that's something we're going to look at and talk about, because that is Virgo. Not a time to procrastinate or be stubborn, but to go with the flow of these energies. Your light is being called forth. Declutter, release, let go, purge, face in the direction you wish to go. See where you are hindering your growth. Self-care, balance, well-being. And Saturn, turn dreams into reality. So, Virgo is a sign of practicality and perfectionism, but because Virgo is so practical, it's about being grounded, grounding your dreams, like grounding your creative abilities and creative dreams into the earth. Got to bring 5D to 3D. So you have this physical body and you have all these ideas. Now, how are you going to bring those ideas to earth? Like, you've got to take the practical steps. So this is a time to focus, to think about, your to-do list. Virgo loves their to-do list and ticking everything off. Like, how am I going to get from here to here? What do I need to do in the practical, physical world that is going to get me from here to here? And this September will ask you to do that. You've got to focus and face in the direction that you want to go. You got to start to make the changes. You can't just sit and not take any steps, because then you're not going to get to where you're meant to go. Yes, we are manifestors and we can attract everything in, but you also got to take inspired action to meet the next part of your journey and to meet your dreams. What practical steps are you going to take? What inspired action are you going to take? And that is what Spirit is asking you in Virgo season. Virgo season, Virgos can also be overthinkers. So if you are overthinking things, Spirit is asking you to see where you're an overthinker, because overthinking can also create procrastination, where we don't end up doing anything because we're so overwhelmed with our thoughts and we're overthinking situations and we're trying to control situations and make them go the way we want them to go. And Spirit saying you can't, you can't control. You got to surrender. You got to drop. You got to go with the flow. You got to trust the flow. You got to go with the cosmic flow. And because there's so much happening with the planets, and then we had 6 planets, in alignment on the 28th of August. It was so beautiful. Mercury also went direct as well. So this will help with our communication and also bringing in, we received a lot of downloads. We have been receiving a lot of downloads. And those downloads are now ideas from our higher self, from our guides, from our cosmic selves, from our cosmic families of light. And it's now to anchor those ideas and take practical steps to, build the dream here on earth. So, don't ignore the downloads. If you've been waking up in the middle of the night and you've had dreams, listen to them because they're all part of your destiny and your journey and various timelines that Spirit is trying to show you. And then you can pick the timelines that feel most aligned with your highest self and the highest expression of your soul. So you are a multifaceted being here on earth. You have a multitude of gifts and abilities. And it's to see what you're passionate about, what you want to anchor here, what brings you the most joy, what makes you feel light and expressive, and which doesn't feel like work. It's passion, what passion do you want to anchor and what do you want to bring to earth? So this is a time to think and tune in and connect with your heart and connect with your body and embody those gifts and embody those frequencies and anchor them here on the earth. So that is really, really key. I talked about the last 4 months of this year with radical shifts in direction. Really, the energies and the cosmic energies are moving so quickly, and Saturn is so strong in our skies that we're going to be shifting really fast. You've got to be in alignment with your soul to tune in to what your soul wants. So the human may try and keep you, in your comfort zone, but the soul is fast outgrowing the comfort zone. So it's not just block your growth, but to allow your growth. Where do you need to take steps next? What do you need to say? Are you keeping yourself in environments that are too small for you because you don't want to hurt the people around you? But if they're not doing their inner work and they're not growing, then there's a mismatch of energy here. Do you need to express who you're becoming? Do you need to communicate your needs more? You can write down. Virgos love writing. So maybe journaling will help you at this time, or expressing your needs through writing, if you're not a good communicator vocally, maybe you need to write and express that way. So have a think about that. Practical steps, goals and achievements. So Virgo is a perfectionist, and Virgo likes a practical plan. So they are dreamers, but they're also practical people. So yeah, okay. Grounded spirituality. Okay, what we're going to do about this now? Yeah, you have this idea. Now what? Now what? Is it just going to float around? Because if it keeps floating around, it's never going to become reality. Like all the scientists that came before us and all the things that we see here on the earth, the innovations and the pioneers that came before us, they took action, they took inspired action, and they created the vision on earth. And we are, experiencing all the incredible innovations of souls that brought their practical steps to earth and grounded that energy. So we are the ones, we are the pioneers here. We are the light workers, the starseeds. We are the ones to bring through the innovations, the ideas, the perspectives, the healing modalities, the next level for the next, for the future generations. We are the ones to bring through what we need to bring through now and anchor here. Spirit is also saying balance is really important. So again, 3D, 5D balance, balancing your own body, your emotional body, taking responsibility and accountability for your emotions and what you have to do here on the earth. And deeply what you need to do, but it's like, are you listening to others over yourself, or are you listening to your own soul and what your soul needs to now do to take the next step? So have have a think about that. Have a listen to your inner being. Your inner being already knows what it needs to do, but sometimes our mind gets in the way and we block that information from coming in. We think we know better. The mind thinks it knows better, but really, if you listen to your heart, that information is already there. So listen to your heart at this time. Self-care is important, and also decluttering. So decluttering your emotions, decluttering your thoughts, purging. There is a purging happening right now, and Saint Germain is very present on the earth at this time because we are cleaning up. We are clearing out toxic connections, toxicity in the body, old emotions. There's a lot of anger on the planet through August, a lot of rage, a lot of deep, deep like wounding from the root coming up, fire energy to clear. And as we release that fire energy, then we ground our energy again and plant new seeds. So as we release, then we regenerate, and we restore, and then we start to plant seeds. So this is a change of season, stepping into September, going into autumn. And if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and going to spring if you're in the Southern. But we're looking at many things. We were looking at what we want to plant in the garden. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, we're looking at the harvest of this year and the years that have gone by. So there's a lot of karmic rebalancing, karmic rewards for the work that you have done here as a soul. This is not a time now about service to self, but it's the balance of service to self, but also service to others. So it's this reciprocal energy that we're moving into, learning to receive help, support, learning and knowing that you are worthy of receiving. I think this is something that we're really learning at this time, learning to receive, knowing that we are worthy of receiving, knowing that we are worthy of love, knowing that we are worthy of beautiful, harmonious connections and peace and harmony, and moving away from chaos and conflict and moving towards peace, harmony, love, flow, abundance, balance, and connection, deeper connections building, family, soul family, deepening our connections, being more harmonious, more joyful, going deeper and healing the cracks that have been there in the past, coming back to truth, coming back to love. That's what we're doing through this time. September, what else did Spirit say? New beginnings, new intentions. Be truly honest about how you are holding yourselves back. Be honest about how you are holding yourselves back. I think meditation is really key through this time. So up your meditations, up your practices, journal often, sit with yourselves and just be so present. I don't think we can be anywhere else but the present moment because the energy is moving so fast. And you can experience your joy in the present moment if you are present, fully present and grateful for every moment. Like gratitude, it opens our heart. And Mary Magdalene said last month, gratitude is when you open your heart in gratitude, it is a magnet for miracles. And it truly is, because gratitude connects us to the cosmic light, connects us to source, opens our heart, and then we can receive, we can manifest through that way. But really, a grateful heart is so powerful to bring in the beautiful frequencies of higher vibrations. So have a look at that. Okay, so I pulled some cards. There's a lot of cards today. They just kept coming. So I'm going to just go through them because I feel they all want to have something to express. I also picked some from the shamanic deck, the animals, the power animals deck. So we'll have a look at those. Okay, out to the sea. I hope my green screen doesn't affect the cards. It's affected my dress, but it's okay. It's all good. I quite like it. Out to sea. So, here she is sitting in her boat going out to sea. And this card comes up a lot these days, actually. And above her is Source, is her guides. And she thinks she's on her own and she's going out to sea and no one's around her. But she's being guided to her next chapter and her next step. So, you are, if you're feeling ungrounded, not sure where you're going, not sure where life is taking you, it asks you to surrender. that there is a higher power guiding you at this time, taking you to your destiny where you're meant to be and the souls you're meant to meet. And yeah, it may feel unsettling as you're in between these worlds, moving from 3D to 5D, and you're in between these worlds, and that you may be going through a lot of to avoid. And many souls are going through a lot of struggles right now. Many souls are going through this phase of not knowing what the future holds, and that's exactly where we're moving into. You can't know what's going to happen in the future. You cannot know, because that's we're learning to live from the soul, and the soul lives in the present moment, and in the present moment is where we live, and the present moment is where our point of power is. So staying present, but trusting, having faith and trust that Spirit's got your back and you're being taken to where you're meant to be. So keep checking in with yourself, checking in with your heart, and checking in with your guides. This is really important to build that connection with your guides through this time. I'm going to do a channeling course at the end of this month. I'm going to put it out this week, but that's what they were asking me to do. Get the channeling flowing and get us connecting on a very deep level so that we can navigate this time by listening to our guides. Okay, regeneration. Yeah, because of all the purging that we've been doing, we are also regenerating. So we are, just new seeds coming through, new ideas, new perspectives, a new being formulating through you. So as you let go of the false self, the true self can start to emerge through you. So I always love this card, regeneration. But really, it is a time of regeneration, and the next part of you coming online, as you purge and let go of the old self and the old limitations and the old fears and the old insecurities and lack of self-worth, you step into this newer version of you. And you can feel quite raw when you're, coming online in a new way. But you have to ground that energy and ground that being and embody that being and be grounded and integrate, and then start to take the little steps like a child here on earth, learning to walk again in a new way. A never-ending story. And this is the old, beliefs and patterns of, the mind. The mind can take us into a spin at this time, and the mind has been taking us into spin. And we're trying to break out of those really entangled programs of toxic dynamics, codependency, overgiving in relationships, not getting our needs met, and accepting breadcrumbs when we actually deserve more, accepting a lack of communication, and the bare minimum. So yeah, breadcrumbing, accepting that. But you are actually a divine being, a sovereign being. You are royalty here on earth. You're a star seed, a light worker that's come to shift the vibrations. You are whole in your truth. And as you connect and reconnect with your true self, you are stepping into your worthiness and into your confidence, and getting beyond the mind and the thoughts that try and keep you in the 3D, in the matrix, in lack and limitation. You're overriding the old program to then now anchor a new program. And it requires discipline. It requires daily presence, and listening to what the thoughts are saying, and then reprogramming them. It takes discipline and commitment, and presence to do that work. The fates. This is a lovely card. The fates, yeah, your higher self is calling you forward. Your higher self has a lot to show you at this time. Your higher self is calling you to embody your star gifts. I mean, if you look at that, she's just covered in stars. But this is a time to remember your cosmic heritage, to remember your star gifts, your soul gifts, and to step into your soul self, because so much is going to open up to you and for you when you start to tune in, become one with Mother Earth, and also with the guides, and you operate from unity consciousness. My nose is starting to go, so Isis is here. I will do a quick channeling from her. And when I do the Divine Union, I'm going to bring in a channeling from Shiva. He's been around me for the last few weeks. And it's like, yeah, I connected with him yesterday and he's saying, I said, do you want to, speak to me because I'm feeling your energy around me? He said, yes, I've been waiting to speak to you. So, we will bring him through as well, the cosmic divine masculine. I know people are struggling right now as we shift, and there's a lot of tower moments coming for souls, a lot of towers coming. The towers are for you, and I know they don't feel like it at the time, but the towers are for you. So you can feel quite orphaned, quite alone, like everything's going against you and you don't know where you're heading and you feel isolated. But that's when your spirit is pushing you into your cocoon and into your hermit stage where you have to be with yourself. You have to look at your life, look at your emotions, look at the patterns, look at the self-sabotage, that comes up. Look at the self-criticism and the self-judgment and the shaming and the guilt that you carry, and the self-loathing and the self-hatred, all of that. To look at it and to see where you are not loving yourself, where you're not loving your inner child, and what programs you've carried from your father, maybe, or from your parents that you're trying to break. We are breaking generational patterns and patterns that we've carried from our ancestors. We're balancing karma as well and balancing our karmic scale. So we're doing a lot. So we do need time to go within. We do need time to take responsibility for our emotions and our life, not project outwards and blame everyone else for where we are at this time, but to ask ourselves, why am I where I am at this time? What is it within me that doesn't allow me to experience joy and happiness? Where have I held myself back? Where am I not living in alignment with my truth? Where have I tried to fit into everyone else's life? And as a result of it, I'm suffering, and I'm completely off track from where I'm meant to be. So that came up just now. That's something to look at as well through this time. Yeah, we're doing some deep diving to look at ourselves, but that's intimacy, right? This year is the year of intimacy, and last year as well. But intimacy is not just about, physical connection in the sense of sex. I'm not going to say it on, here, but it's about emotional vulnerability. It's about being able to be emotionally vulnerable and deep and express your true feelings and your deepest emotions with another person, but also being true and vulnerable with yourselves, being able to express your own truth with yourself. I mean, that is just so powerful when you can listen to yourself and open up the communication to hear your truth. Wow. I mean, that's powerful. And it's really important to be in that space to listen to your truth, because when you accept this present moment and everything that's happening in your life right now, in this present moment, and all of your feelings, when you accept the depth of the pain and go under it, then you can start to heal and also walk towards your liberation. But until you're willing to do that, you're not touching the wound, you're not getting beyond and into the wound and under it. You got to get under it and to bring it up. You got to get under it to bring it up, which means diving into the depth of your shadow, diving into the pain, not putting a plaster on it, not putting a band-aid on it and trying to carry on. You can't do that anymore. The energies will not let you do that. Everything has to come up. Everything has to come up to heal, to be alchemized, then to bring in this new energy that's coming in and to walk towards joy. So we're doing some really powerful work at this time. Deep knowing. Yeah, you already know. I'm going to talk about this with the divine unions, but you already know. You already know deep down what's going on. And this is where you've got to talk to your heart, because your heart knows, not the mind. The mind will tell you many stories, but you've got to ask your heart. Ask your heart, and your heart will tell you. Use your intuition, use your instincts, use your gut knowing. And those are the senses that we use as a soul. Talk to your guides, talk to your higher self, talk to your inner child. These conversations are so important to build intimacy and connection and deepening our relationship with ourselves and others. If we don't know ourselves deep enough, how can we know others? How can we expect others to know us if we don't know ourselves? So this is really important. Until we know what our core values are, until we know what we desire in life, until we know what our love language is, until we understand what our needs are, until we know how we want to be touched, how we want to be loved, the words that fill us, how we like to show up in the world, what is really important to us, what is our mission, what is our calling, what makes our soul come alive, what brings us joy. If we don't know these things, then we cannot expect another person to know, because you'll end up getting disappointed, frustrated, irritated. So it's really about you knowing yourself. This is really the journey that we're here for, self-discovery, and knowing yourself in the depths of your soul, knowing who you truly are. Milk and honey has come up before, but we are there. Yeah, there's so much milk and honey coming in. There's a lot of abundance coming in. There's a lot of beautiful, oh my gosh, such gorgeous energies coming in. And, the star systems are so alive, and the starships are in the skies. And all our cosmic families, the Andromedans, the Palladians, the Sirius High Councils, the Lyrians, the souls from the Orion star systems. There's just so much. The Arcturians, they're just everywhere. The Lemurians, the Atlanteans, they're everywhere. They want to communicate with us. So we're not here on our own. We're doing it with them. And as we open our heart and our hearts to these higher frequencies, they can start to communicate with us. And we can start to build this interconnected relationship with our guides and move towards unity consciousness and oneness. Becoming part of the cosmic flow, not resisting, not flowing against the flow, but being in alignment, which means coming back into your inner alignment so that you can fully connect with the guides and with source and with the cosmos. Okay, take a deep breath, remembering to breathe. Very important through this time, remembering to breathe our breath. And very often when we're going through chaos, we can hold our breath. So this comes up very often. And when I work with a group, I can tune in where they're holding their breath, and then I'll ask them to deepen their breath. But very often we hold our breath. Where did you learn to hold your breath when you were a child, when you were frightened? Instead of expressing, do you suppress and hold your breath? Just notice how you breathe, because that's absolutely key. Because if you hold your breath, you're not allowing spirit to come in and to embody more of your spirit. We bring our spirit in with our breath. And sometimes the guides ask us to take 3 deep breaths and bring in our higher self. So sometimes just take some deep breaths, or if you've got a lot of tension in your body, you can just literally drop your shoulders and breathe. And something I was telling someone the other day was, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're carrying all this responsibility that's not even yours, you just shake your hands. It's not mine to carry. It's not mine to carry. This is not mine to carry. This is not my circus. These are not my monkeys. This is not mine to carry. I let go. I let go. I let go of this responsibility. It's not mine to carry. And just give your hands a shake and shake it off so that you become light and airy again in your energy. And sometimes we carry everyone else's stuff and it's not even ours to carry. So know what's yours and what's not yours. Create healthy boundaries and know what's yours and what's not yours. Okay, a few more left. Clean it up. Clean up the thoughts. Clean up, the old programs. Clean up your house. Virgos either very messy or they're clean freaks. And they like everything in their place and spotless. So, clean up an outer world. What needs to go in your house? What needs to be cleaned up in your house? It's all energy. So have a look at that and see what needs to be released and cleaned up and removed. A leg up. Spirit is giving you a leg up at this time. There is so much, like I talked about the star families and the star systems and the beings of light. Yeah, they're all coming in to help us. But we've got to open the communication to receive, and then we'll get the leg up that we need. So to have trust and faith that you will get a leg up and you will get support on your journey, and the resources will appear exactly when you need them. So everything you need will appear right before you need it. Before you even know you need it, it will be in your field. So to trust and flow more and let life move through you. And this is the yin energy. Yin, we're moving into the divine feminine energies, learning to receive, learning to surrender, learning to tune in, learning to connect with our emotions and our intuition, and being kind and soft with our words, and seeing how nature grows and becoming more like nature. Understanding that we also have seasons within us, and to accept our seasons of change and to listen deeply. So now it is in the northern hemisphere, the leaves are going to start to fall off the trees. We're letting go of what we need to let go of. And in the winter months, we are bare in our soul, in ourself, to then bring in the ideas and the seeds for the following year. So this year and the rest of this year, we are diving deep and seeing what we need to let go of. Attachments, addictions, codependency, dependency, toxic dynamics, thought patterns that keep us entrapped, entrapment, slavery, putting everyone else first and putting your needs last, not communicating your needs, not expressing. If we don't express, that energy cannot move through us. It stays stuck inside of us, which means your life stays stuck. So learning how you can move your energy, how you can flow with your energy and the energies around you, and where you feel stagnant, to look at that as well, because we've got to get that energy moving, because it's going to be a complete mismatch to what's coming in. Okay, the other cards were now is a lucky time, rabbit spirit, dolphin, this and that is true. The third dimension is true. So taking responsibility for your responsibilities on Earth. Yes, you have responsibilities, but you are also a galactic being of light that is highly creative, that has ideas. And how are you going to anchor your ideas to Earth? So this and that is true. How can you merge both worlds together so that you are fulfilled here on Earth, so that you're meeting your destiny, but also taking care of the practicality and the steps that you need to take here on Earth. Take a leap of faith, grasshopper spirit. I've had dragonflies flying in my house this week. And when I went for a walk the other day, there were hundreds of dragonflies just flying around. So they're lifting the vibration. But dragonflies also, I think one of the cards was dragonflies. Yeah, there it is. It came up today. Dragonfly spirit is really present. Truth transcends illusion. So look beyond the ego, look beyond the illusions of what you think, how your life should be, or what your mind is telling you, to remember the truth, the cosmic truth, and who you are in truth. Bring your invisible higher self into the physical, embody more of your spirit in the physical, become translucent, and be able to move between worlds, knowing truly the truth of who you are, transcend the reality and the illusion, and move into your higher galactic self. This is what you're being asked for, and this is what Dragon Spirit is asking us to embody at this time. Change. Embrace the in-between. Flamingo Spirit, act as if it's already yours. Act as if you already have it. Act as if you are already abundant. And then you're telling the universe that, yeah, I am abundant. And then abundance starts to flow in. So claim your independence as well. When you're independent, you can think for yourself. You can follow your calling, and it just enables you to have healthy boundaries so that you don't lose yourself in connections. That's really important through this time. And the one I said in the beginning, now is a lucky time. Now is a lucky time. So lots of cards. They all wanted to come out. So I thought, yeah, let's get them all out. Yeah, there's a stack of them today. But really, that's how the energy feels. It's just a lot of energy moving through this time. At the beginning of the year, I remember saying that this year we will really be stepping into our higher selves and our enlightenment and our true authentic expression. This year is going to push us like it's never pushed us before, to get into our inner alignment, and start to live from the soul self, from our heart, from our truth, from our authentic expression as well, and expressing more of our inner being, so that we can step into joy we can't express our inner being, we can't step into the true meaning of joy. So sometimes we have to dive deep and feel the pain of our experiences, then to know what joy really means. So you're going through a rebirth. We are going through a death and a rebirth and a regeneration as a collective. And there's so much beautiful energies coming in. So be open to change and be adaptable and be fluid through this time. So Isis was around me. I don't want to make this video too long. I think it's already quite long. So just going to quickly check in with Isis and see what she wants to say to us at this time. And the first words I hear is allow change, dear ones, allow change. There is so much change coming. There's a lot of purification happening at this time on the planet. Purification to allow it, to purify, to cleanse your being, to release the old programs that you've carried in your field that are not you, to remember that you are royalty, to become gods and goddesses here on the planet. You have to step into confidence and worthiness and knowing yourself deeply, knowing your truth, not doubting yourselves, but knowing who you truly are. We are all standing beside you. Look at me. I am Goddess Isis. I stand in my power. I stand in my truth. I know myself deeply. I'm not swayed. I'm a leader of these times, and I'm helping many souls embody these qualities to lead the next generations into the new vibrations and the new earth vibrations and the 5D earth. Leaders of the new earth, you have to embody your true selves. You have to embody your light. You have to embody your spirit. You have to act from your heart, but also from your mind, both in balance, mind and heart in balance, not letting your mind sabotage what you truly feel, but listening to your instincts, listening to your intuition, listening to your gut instincts. So key. Conversing with us, communicating with us. We are here to support you. Build your connections and make them strong. Faith and trust. Pray, connect, meditate. This is where we communicate with you. And we are all around you. And we are forging new pathways, taking Earth to new realms, evolving beyond what you have known. This requires silence, stillness, presence, connection, inspired action, being leaders here, and showing the way, inspiring others so that they too can find their way out of their darkness and start to forge their pathways into a new vibrations and new dimensions of light. Be the key code holders, be the light bearers, be the guides of this time. Show others the way. This is key. Show others what you have learnt. Be the wisdom keepers and share your wisdom. Be the medicine women and men and share your medicines and your natural resources and natural abilities and what you know. Guide others through this time. Service to all. A true leader serves all and serves themselves in balance, takes care of themselves while also helping others thrive and reach higher vibrations. And this is what you are here to do at this time. So remember, this is a time for fast movement, forward movement, focusing forward, accelerated action, staying present, leaving the past behind, leaving situations and places you have outgrown, and moving into new vibrations, knowing that we are holding your hands and we are beside you every step of the way. We are beside you. And she's showing me her temple in Egypt, and she's just surrounding us with flowers and giving us all a beautiful flower to put in our hair, just tucked behind our ear, white flowers. To remember the yin, the feminine. It is the feminine energy that is going to take the earth forward into these next vibrations, and to let go of the toxic masculine energies and the dynamics and the toxic dynamics that have played out in the past and the egoic battles of right or wrong. Surrender and find the middle path. Find the middle path. And then come back to peace. Come back to peace and harmony within your being and then use your logic, and then lose your heart in balance. A true leader knows how to navigate the highs and the lows and stay stable through all. Stay in your stability through the highs and lows. That is a true leader of this time. And that is what you are mastering at this time. Be the alchemist that you are in truth. Thank you, Goddess Isis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, she could have talked for a while, but I was conscious of the video being very long. So she's very present. So, if you feel guided, connect with her and see what she wants to give to you. But we are going to be doing a channeling course very shortly for New Earth and what is next for us. New guides coming through to connect with us. And also we are going to Egypt at the end of this year. So if you want to experience the energies of Egypt and expression and your truth, join us. The details will be in the link below. I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok. I am on Facebook. You can connect with me there. You can send a personal message if you're going through something, or you can put something in the comments box and let me know how you're doing. Okay. So sending everyone love. I hope those messages helped you. I'm going to now shortly do a divine union recording because a lot has been happening there. So look out for that video. Okay. Sending everyone love. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care and bye for now.